Did you know that the iconic dancer Vera Ellen from White Christmas is a forgotten history because of the collaborative efforts of her mother, the media, and Hollywood? What is the real reason for the actress's sudden retirement from screen business? And why do her co-stars insist that there's a dark reason behind her death? To find out, let's take you to the beginning of her life. Vera Ellen traveled a long way from such a lowly background to tap her feet at some of the brightest stages in Hollywood, and many people believe this is why she was punished so brutally. Ellen was born in Norwood, Ohio in 1921. Her father, Martin F. Rowe, was a local piano dealer, and her mother, Alma C. Westmeller, was a homemaker. They both had German ancestors. On the night Ellen was born, her mother said she had a dream in which she saw the name Vera Ellen in bright lights, and that was when she knew what to call her little girl. Ellen's parents were people of moderate means, so there was not so much they could afford to give Vera all she needed for the best life. At the age of 10, they enrolled her at the Hessler Studio of Dancing, where she had the American singer Doris Day as her partner. Vera was a natural, and soon after she was spotted among the many who started with her. 3 years later, Vera won the Major Bowes Amateur Hour, an American radio talent show that was broadcast in the 1930s and 1940s. This marked the beginning of her professional career. In 1939, at the ripe age of 18, Vera made her Broadway debut in the Oscar Hammerstein musical Very Warm for May. She was quickly recognized as one of the youngest Rockettes at Radio City Music Hall, and all of it led to roles on Broadway in Panama Hattie by Jupiter and A Connecticut Yankee. This was exactly where her miracle happened. Unknown to Vera, amongst the many people in her audience who were bedazzled by her Connecticut Yankee performance was Hollywood's top boss, Samuel Goldwyn. Goldwyn quickly arranged for her debut film appearance, which was in the 1945 musical comedy Wonder Man. Vera Ellen was seen alongside Danny Kaye and Virginia Mayo, and she played Kaye's nightclub dancer fiancé. Like many other actresses of her time, Vera's singing voice was dubbed, but she retained the rights to all of her dance moves. A year after, Ellen reunited with Kaye and Mayo for the 1946 musical comedy film The Kid from Brooklyn. This was followed by a feature in Three Little Girls in Blue. While the film was almost drowned with moderate reviews, Ellen was the center of attraction. Critics had nothing but praise for her happy feet-tapping abilities. In 1948, the actress co-starred in Words and Music, a film that boasted a very rich cast and crew members, which included Mickey Rooney, Judy Garland, Sid Charisse, Gene Kelly, and many others. But amongst all of them, Vera had something very particular to say about Gene Kelly. "I'll never have a dance I loved more than Slaughter on 10th Avenue. I'll never stop being grateful to Gene Kelly for giving me a chance at doing it with him." Vera Ellen. Ellen and Kelly danced together in the sequence Slaughter on 10th Avenue, and they maintained such natural chemistry that producers stood in line to have them featured in their musicals. It was even rumored that the two performers might have taken it a little farther away from the camera, but Ellen refused to accept or deny this. A year later, the two were paired again in Won the Town, and their stellar performance easily turned this into one of Vera Ellen's signature films. It is also a certified classic of the musical genre. Well, Gene Kelly went on to have a more flourishing career with his Dance for the Common Man agenda. Vera Ellen almost became a forgetful character in the musical history books. After Won the Town, Vera Ellen teamed up with Hollywood bombshell and Marilyn Monroe for the final Marx Brothers film Love Happy. Monroe at the time was still very unpopular, and that is why not so many people would remember seeing her in the film. Another of Vera Ellen's top performances was with none other than popular American dancer Fred Astaire. Again in 1952, they came together for The Belle of New York. Other notable features you might remember this actress for include Happy Go Lovely, Call Me Madam, and Big Leaguer, which was her only non-musical film. However, this list would not be complete without the American musical film White Christmas. This is probably one of her most remembered features, and it was both for the best and worst of reasons. First was that it was the box office screamer of the year, and the witful combination of Erling Berlin songs and festive preserved it as a holiday classic for many generations to come. As usual, Vera Ellen was the brightest star in the room, and many of her co-stars publicly expressed their wonder at the artistic manner in which Vera moved her body. Rosemary Clooney, in an interview, called Ellen one of the best dancers that she has ever seen, hinting that she could barely keep up with her moves. White Christmas is arguably the peak of Vera Ellen's career, and people expected that she would make the best use of it. But this was exactly when the actress thought it best to abandon her hard-fought career. Vera featured in one more film, the 1957 musical Let's Be Happy, and after this, at the age of 36, she retired from all screen businesses. Many people wondered what had happened to her. And while there were lots of rumors, the truth was that Vera Ellen was fighting for her life and the industry was no longer safe for her. A lot of people blame Hollywood for the tragic life and ending of Vera Ellen, but history revealed that the real trouble started from her background. In her house, her mother controlled everything, from what she could wear to what she could eat. Ellen recalled that growing up, she was a full head shorter than most of her peers, and this was her mother's first reason for sending her to dance school. She became her enemy when she started to succeed in it. The exercises in the dance halls stretched Vera, and soon her height was where her mother wanted. But there was another problem now. 12-year-old Ellen had just been made the chief majorette of her school's band, and that was when her mother decided to stop tolerating all forms of baby fat in her body. So she constricted Vera to a diet that took out most of her favorite foods, insisting that she eat only when she needed to. The actress revealed that her mother refused her salt, bread, cereals, pasta, and grapefruit. She was only permitted to eat sour milk, overcooked lima beans, stewed fruit, and a cocktail of water. This made Vera incredibly slender, but it was like the thinner she got, the happier her mother was. By the time she entered her 10th grade, Ellen was nearly emaciated. She struggled throughout high school, and these cruel habits will torment her for the rest of her life. Hollywood directors saw her as a prey, and they would do everything they could to take advantage of her body weight insecurities. It was rumored that Vera Ellen maintained a plump size during her early Hollywood days, and all of these were confirmed by actress Betty Garrett, who shared the stage with her for the 1949's On the Town. "I thought she was so adorable, this bouncy and joyous and slightly plump little person. She wasn't so pencil thin as she got later on. She was wonderful in that show," Betty said. The first time things went right in Vera Ellen's life was during her time away from her mother. This was when she reached her curvaceous and healthy weight. You can see that in films like Three Little Girls in Blue and Carnival in Costa Rica. But Ellen punished herself after her first divorce, and so she returned to her sickly figure from White Christmas. But MGM was still expecting more from her. After Vera signed her MGM contract, the studio told her straight up that she was too fat to be their star. They body-shamed her, calling her thighs the problem area. And with all of this, Vera went into self-destruction. Fellow MGM star Debbie Reynolds, in an interview, recalled all of Vera's worst moments in the studio. She said, "Vera Ellen was told that she was too fat, that the top of her thighs were too heavy. No matter how she exercised, the fat remained. Vera Ellen was never fat, but she was insecure and she wanted to please, so she believed them, which was the worst thing she could have done." Debbie reported that Vera was forced to drink coffee all day and only allowed vegetables and a slice of meat at night for strength. This was very unhealthy for Ellen, who worked all day in ballrooms to perfect her moves. Even Fred Astaire revealed that he warned the actress about her eating habits during their time together. He noticed how thin she kept growing, and that she had this obsession with her cheeks as they filmed. Gene Kelly would also share that for him, the real reason behind Vera Ellen's dramatic weight loss was not the food but her drive for success and perfection. Anyway, Vera reportedly became very strange, always seeking escape from any social zone. By the time she was featured in the 1953's Call Me Madam, Ellen weighed 100 pounds, and co-stars revealed that they kept trying to bring food to her but she wouldn't eat. She now believed that she performed better when she was lighter, and if a film wasn't as successful as they had planned, Vera would blame it all on her weight. But what seems to be the most disturbing question for many decades is why Vera Ellen always covered her neck and chest, especially during her later years in the industry. Was it just the eating disorder, or was it a deadly disease like everyone perceived? Edith Head was the chief costume designer for White Christmas, and she would reveal all they were trying to hide with Ellen's strange outfits. Edith's job was to make the female stars look their best, and this meant promoting all of their best assets and hiding any flaws. So she had Ellen's legs out for most of the shoots, but her chest and neck had to stay hidden because of how skinny they were. A friend also revealed that Edith was always changing Vera's wardrobe all through the musical film because of how she kept losing weight. As this continued, many fans argued that the neck cover was only a fashion preference, But Vera's husband was going to refute this. According to him, Ellen hated high collars, and she loved raising her legs to improve her blood circulation. So from what he shared, if Vera wore the high necklines that she disliked this much, it had to be because she had something to hide. The actress denied all public opportunities to clear the air on these rumors, and so nobody can say for sure why Vera Ellen chose outfits that concealed her neck and chest. However, one thing that is no mystery is her sudden disappearance after White Christmas, and we all know that it was caused by the many troubles in her love life. There was no peace for Vera Ellen both inside and outside Hollywood, as the men she said yes to would torment her as mercilessly as the industry did. Her first love was with fellow dancer Robert Hightower. They tied the knot in 1941, and unfortunately, it was not going to last. 5 years later, and Ellen could no longer endure. She opted for a divorce, and her wish was granted, only for her to land herself in an even nastier situation. Vera's next romance was with Victor Rothschild, and this was the relationship that forced her into a lonely life. The couple got married in 1954, and 9 years into their marriage, the couple welcomed their first daughter, Victoria Ellen, but she died just 3 months later. Vera couldn't keep up with the pain, so she was forced to leave the spotlight to focus on nursing her heart back to health. But this was a pain she was going to take with her to the grave. Almost until the day she died, Vera Ellen kept her feet tapping as she registered for dance classes at Michel Planeff's Ballet Academy in Los Angeles. Former classmates remember her as the sweet lady who would always have her body in a saran wrap before class. Vera Ellen died of ovarian cancer in 1987. She was 60 years old. At the time of her death, the actress weighed 75 pounds, the same as she weighed when she was 16. Actress Debbie Reynolds argued that MGM had a hand in her death. She said, "That regimen of coffee all day and only a steak and a vegetable at night started Vera Ellen on the road to deeper, more intractable psychological problems. Her life eventually turned into a tragedy and the diet killed her." The media recently has been fighting for the iconic dancer to not be forgotten after such an impressive career, and that is why a lot about her has been on the internet. At the time of her death, Vera Ellen had an estimated net worth of $3 million. That's it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a like and hit subscribe for more videos like this. As always, thanks for watching.